He's supposed to be. But his explanation of when he'd be showing up and where everybody be and all that was a lot.
Well,
My computers are acting weird. Everything's acting weird tonight. I must have an electrical charge.
they have a mind of its own, of their own.
Oh yeah. Maybe
It's becoming self-aware.
maybe.
All you want. I'm old. I'll be dead.
No, my wife was always just like, if the whatever, I just want to be dead. Like just put me out of my misery. I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna survive. Just to piss them off. I'm like, no, you're gonna have to come out here and finish me off. Anyway.
Would you wanna
Yeah, I'm just a naturally curious person, I think. So I'd be like, yeah, I wonder what this is gonna be like. Like, I wonder what the Hunger Games is gonna be like.
living through the man?
Better stay alive to see how bad it gets. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I'm with your wife. Just I'll turn the gas on. Hopefully we still have gas. Yep, I'm good. It's been a long road anyways.
You've had enough, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just curious how long I can last with my tent, and my canned goods.
Are we doing call-ins tonight, Manny?
Yeah, put up the number.
What's the number?
Same one as
oh boy. I threw it in my envelope.
We're live, Robbie.
Okay.
FYI.
Okay.
I'll
Did someone mention tits?
Zoom chat.
Oh my god.
Just you, buddy. Just you.
I could have sworn I heard Chris say tits.
All right, I dropped into the Zoom chat for you.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Oh shoot. All right, too many tropical mules and Moscow mules and just mules. Yuletide mules.
So Robbie's drunk. Oh, I love it.
Robbie's coming in hot tonight.
A lot of mules. A lot of mules going on.
Oh, good. Good, because I was like, I'm tired. I'm worn out. I've been under the weather all week. So this is episode 147, right?
Right.
I'm wearing my my brother's Legend of Zelda t-shirt. Shout out to Kylie, because she's a big fan of Legend of Zelda.
Hi,
nice. Hi, Kai.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Governor. All right.
Hello, Governor.
I'll tag. Mention Robbie Spotlight. Mention. Nope.
A lot of mentioning of people.
Robbie, don't start. You just got here.
Oh, I have a feeling he'll be going long tonight.
Oh boy.
Oh shoot.
Good. Perfect timing, buddy.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Don't act coy.
How's the happy hour?
You missed it last week. I was talking about slamming doors in the faces of Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormons and stuff.
You missed it.
I know you're down with that.
Yeah. We down with OBP. Yeah, you know me.
Oh, he's breaking into raps.
I know, I'm scared.
Other people's profits.
Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, I said I need to get some pamphlets from church.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep them by the door. So next time they knock my door, I'm gonna be like, oh no. No, let me share the word.
My turn to share the word, damn it.
They're like, let me tell you about an event where there's gonna be millions. I was like, let me tell you an event where there's gonna be billions.
Would you rather knock on doors or knock on boots?
What? Oh, we need to get Rob to talk about Plymouth Rock tonight.
Hey, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Oh,
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Oh,
get Rob
no.
canceled.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
here for it. Can't be any worse than weeks past. Oh, I'll
Well,
drink with you, Robbie. Cheers.
yeah. I'll drink with you. Glug, 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 glug. Glug, glug.
Oh damn, Robbie's got his MAGA hat on too.
Make America Guatemalan again. Speaking of MAGA, I got in a fight. In the comments with people,
Mm-hmm.
with some people, and I'm like, yeah, remember when Kamala went to Guatemala and she told everybody, don't come to the United States. They're trying to justify it. Like, dude, you're trying to justify Kamala telling us not to come. You know what? Now I'm coming.
Okay.
Are we doing like a Willie Brown impression there?
Yeah. Kamala, I'm coming. Kamala, I'm coming.
Oh my God, I just got that, you guys.
Sorry about that.
Dude, for the longest time, I used to have lunch in San Francisco, and I'm not kidding you. I used to see Willie like every week. This was a few months ago.
Did you ask him?
Yeah.
I didn't ask him. I wanted to ask him what his fingers smelled like, but I never did.
Dude's a player.
Mm.
Dude's a player.
Oh, he was a player, man.
Walking around with a chalice.
Yeah.
AKA Pimp Cup.
Screw Don Juan, man.
Don Magic Wand.
We should
Yeah.
get started.
Before we
though.
start, I have to ask,
Mhm.
what would you pour in your pimp chalice, everybody?
Gin and juice.
Coors Light. I don't know.
Yeah. Sunny D.
Maybe Miller Lite. Depends how the weekend's going.
I like it.
Ready to go with the post or
I'm ready.
everything else?
Ready.
Let's start. Hit the audio first.
Man, every time I'm ready, then you tell me to do something, and I'm like, gotta click off there, and then it's fine. It's fine. Then they hide the record button. There we go.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 147 of your Endless Ranters podcast. Thanks for listening, watching, and subscribing. We truly appreciate the support. My name's Chris. I'm one of your hosts for this evening. Robbie's back. What up, Robbie?
What up, everybody? How's it
Hi.
going, homies?
It's going great. How you feeling, my boy?
Good. I'm just, here enjoying company and, doing the damn
Okay.
thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
maintaining right now. All right.
Maintaining.
We're gonna let it loose in a minute.
Loose.
And it's America's favorite soggy mom. Kwana, how you doing?
Just trying to catch up. Cheers, Robbie.
Cheers.
Nice. Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, all of a sudden everybody's trying to catch up with Robbie. And it's the man with the plan. It's producer Manny. What's going down, mall man?
I'm in no hurry to catch up with Robbie or Quana. I'm
Mhm.
gonna take my time. So
Yeah.
someone has to rein it in here. Someone has to maintain a sense of professionalism on this goddamn show.
What?
Yeah,
Welcome
I like
back,
it.
Robbie. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm much better. I was, you know what?
Oh, he's gonna
My
pontificate.
stepson,
Here we go.
he got my baby daughter, my daughter sick, and then my daughter got me sick, and she got everybody else sick except for my wife because she's a tough Mexican.
Yeah,
And
we are.
this week it's I've been getting better.
It really is true. Like the whole, like, the cold commercials where like the mom gets, the mom gets sick and she's a trooper, but the dad gets sick and he's like down. Like that is exactly what happens here. Like I'm coming over from work. I'm like, it's like 7:30. I'm just like, I think I need to get in bed.
Yeah. In the commercials, how the white guy is always the comical weak guy. That's me. I'm the
Mhm.
weak comical guy, just not too white.
Well, I think, in fairness to me and you and all of us men, like, I think it's more like we realize that, like, even when we're at 95%, like that's not good enough. We need to be at 100%. So we're trying to get
Mhm.
back there as fast as possible.
Yep.
That's all I've got to say about that. Just an excuse for myself. Yeah, no other thoughts on it.
When
That's
Bill and I
right.
had COVID, I had to take care of him and myself and all the animals.
Yeah. I think y'all are cut out for that though.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Grit.
You can complain in the cough syrup commercials all you want, but we know.
Yeah, we love it. We live for it.
Yeah, but it is true. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is true.
Yeah. They always say tough as balls, though. They should
She's like,
really
can
say.
you put the girls to bed? I'm like, I got a
I
cough.
have
You-
to.
I have a cough. I get the
You,
sniffles.
you know, it's funny. They say tough as balls, but balls aren't really that tough, right?
I know.
It's
Yeah.
tough as ball skin.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's like, the girls are in the bath. Do you think you can get them out and get them in their jammies? Like, I was like, I don't know. I got the sniffles.
Yeah.
My nose is running real bad.
I
Yeah.
don't want to give it to them.
Yeah. Look, you graze my balls with
Oh,
like
I should
a
say
knuckle, and I'm
that. I
down.
should say that part. I should say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you care about the kids. I don't want
Yeah.
to get the kids sick. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I need
You
to
should.
Imply it. It's good. Write that down. Take
Mhm.
notes.
take a fake note here.
Take the notes, Chris. Take the notes.
Good. All right. Do that next time.
All right.
Show
Okay.
kids affection. You got it.
Yeah.
Speaking of showing kids affection, no, I'm not gonna segue into that subject. What else? What do you guys want to talk about this? What's going on with y'all this week? It's
I
been
have
a
a
crazy
quick
week in
story.
news, hasn't it?
It has, but before we get to that, so
Mhm. Oh, yeah, you got a
I-
question or something.
hopped onto one of the social apps, Meetup or whatever, and I saw this dating event that was happening that was being held at the local Los Feliz mission here in LA. I go there after a crazy long, busy day at work, and I didn't take note of it at first because I had to use the restroom. So I would just made it straight. I asked the person that greeted me, "Where's the restroom?" But when I came out, I noticed that the entire fucking rooms, everything was just lined with fucking Scientology propaganda.
Oh,
Dude.
There was no mention of that in this fucking description for this what was supposed to be a dating seminar. They fucking dupe you. It's just like,
Yeah.
you think you're gonna come over here and find yourself maybe a potential partner or something? Nah, bitch. We're sending your ass to this greedy ass space god.
you
Give
could
us
be
your
in like
money
a Tom. You could be in
now.
a Tom Cruise movie.
You could have got sex
For starters.
trafficked. What the hell?
That's true. Yeah, or
Yeah.
that, or organs. Organs stolen, whatever.
So as soon
Yep.
as I saw that shit, I dipped. I was like, no way. I'm tired.
Like, you don't want to be a
Not what I
blood match for
expected.
Tom Cruise because they're gonna keep him alive forever.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no way. There's no way that dude's got all of his original organs. They're like,
Manny,
they're,
did they
they're
have the
harvesting
cans?
organs everywhere.
Do they have the cans that you can hold, like the machines, the Scientology machines? Do you remember that
No.
from back in the day? They would set up at the mall and you would hold.
Yeah,
the
like
No.
you grab
Yeah.
them.
At the mall?
Yeah.
They test your
Yeah.
spiritual strength or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, my mom would never let me touch that shit.
That's a good way to get AIDS. But no, they didn't have that machine. Just all the books, all the pamphlets you
Okay.
could fucking get your hands on. It's like,
All right.
Mm.
Wow,
You-
that's a trip.
I need your opinion on something, all you guys.
wait, you're married.
I-
Why do you need opinion from a single individual?
I
Like,
know
just
the only
go.
opinion I need is my wife's, right? She tells me what to think, what to do,
This is off the record.
when to
Okay,
jump
gotcha.
and how high to jump. You know what I mean?
In general,
Yeah,
wives.
oh,
Not
that's-
your wife specifically, just
Yeah,
in general. Gotcha.
Oh, well, speaking of Manny, this is what I have found out about being married. Okay. You will find out what you're doing wrong. Like every day it's something new that you're doing wrong. Like, hey babe, why did you leave the used up old deodorant on top of the sink right now? Like, and I'm like, oh, I left it there because we were in a hurry to go to work and get our daughter ready to take her to my parents' house. And then
Stop making excuses, man.
And look,
I didn't want to
you're
take
look-
that.
You're
I didn't
looking at it from the wrong lens because you view it as you're being told you're doing wrong. If anything, she's coming over and she's like, "Look, I see where you need improvement. Just do this."
Yeah, I'm
See,
sure.
The thing is I told her like this is
Does
what
she
I
have you
said.
on like a point system?
Oh,
Like on the
I
fridge
think
with like we
Star
do with our
chart.
kids?
Stars.
Like,
Star
I think so. I think so because I said oh, you know what? I didn't want to leave it in our garbage bin in the bathroom because I wanted to put it in the big garbage bin because I didn't want to waste space in our small garbage bin, you know? So that was my point of view. But also, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, it's
Put it
like
away.
something new every day.
I
Something
get it.
new.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's
you need to
always-
put off like more of a, I don't know what you call it, like a don't question me vibe.
Oh, no,
know what I mean?
Chris.
Like a-
yes, 100%. Okay,
Like
there.
that,
I'm
like
done. I know what it is. So I've
Yeah.
already told her this. If you ask me questions, especially dumb questions, I'm going to give you dumb answers.
Oh.
No, a couple of days ago, I've already told her this. So she asked me, hey, babe, how come your sweatshirt has been on the towel rack in the bathroom for like 2 days? How many more days do you want it to be in the bathroom for? And my
gravity.
response was 2 more days. I literally said, I don't know, two more days. And then she just rolled her eyes and put it away. So there, all you married guys or the guys that are going to get married, just if your wife gives you dumb answers,
Why
questions,
don't you try and like nurture her in a way where you say like, baby, I thought you were gonna get it. Like you're my wife. Like I want to serve you in ways that a husband serves. Like I thought you would get it. Like
Damn.
show me what a wife is about. Wifey,
look,
baby.
That is so manipulative. I feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable right now. I feel
But look, we've got step kids. Like when we were headed out this morning, I said, oh, hey, by the way, there's some dishes in the sink, and the dishwasher is kind of full. But I said, you know what? You should have the 16-year-old, load up the dishwasher. We should turn it on, and by the time we get home, everything's gonna be put away, dried up, and put away. But then I said, but since you like to do all the work, I know when we get home, you're the one that's going to put everything away, dry everything, put everything away, and et cetera, which is
and when
what
she was like, when she was just like, you know what, you're right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She was like, you're right. You're always right.
Yeah.
I gotta change my ways.
Yeah. Have you seen those memes where the guy wants to, to do the cleaning? Sometimes he wants to, clean the windows, or he wants to do this and that. And the wife is like, yeah, that's not how you do it. You know what? Let me do it. Why don't you just let me do it?
Oh, there's a great Everybody Loves Raymond episode where I think his brother's getting married, so his wife like puts him in charge of the invitations or something,
Yeah.
and he jacks it up on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because he's like trying to he tells his brother
he's trying
like
to
you
get
need
out
to
of
mess
it.
it up on purpose so that they don't ask you to do it, but he gets caught. It's funny.
Yeah. If you want to get out of it, just do it on purpose. Just mess it up, and she's not going to ask you to do it again.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
I think the
because-
part where you get real sarcastic and like that's the winner. The sarcasm is really like they love that.
They love it. They love it. They love the sarcasm.
I appreciate the enthusiasm where you're coming from to come over here and try and get out of shirking your responsibilities. But if anything, you're shooting our entire gender in the foot by perpetuating the stereotype that we're just bumbling fucking idiots.
To be fair, they kind of treat you like bumbling idiots.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. So she does everything for everybody else but you?
Yeah. Then when it comes to me, like she gives me a hard time. Oh, I don't even get me started.
She'll do it now, but then she'll do
Robbie,
it for you. But like
that's
you got
why
to
you
hear
have to nurture up to her. You have to be like, baby, what about me? What about me?
Yeah.
You could always just say thank you. You ever thought about that? And then maybe show a little appreciation.
Yeah.
I know what you're going through. You're going through stage 1.
How many stages are there, man?
10.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still in stage. I'm on the tail end of stage 1 right now.
I don't know.
I'm still trying to like establish some territory, or I don't know. Yeah. It's like, and then I caught a cold this week, and it's like we went backwards 3 years because I couldn't get myself. I couldn't even make myself ice water or get Advil on my own last night. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that'll set you back for sure.
But I'll be fine this weekend. I'll pretend like it never happened.
Yeah,
There you go. That's the spirit.
that's good. Yeah, just act like it didn't, and then it's so.
So before Robbie, we can surprise Robbie with this. I'm not sure where he went. Truck a full out or whatever on the streets. But so I was thinking about Chat GPT, AI, and all that stuff, and like you know, there's a big story this week. Elon Musk and a bunch of other rich fat cats, tech
Funny.
fat cats, were saying we should pause this, which other people are saying, well, oh, that just means you're behind. Like when Elon Musk and like Steve Wozniak that owned half of Microsoft are
Apple.
like, hey, you guys, we need to really put a pause on this AI. It just means their companies are way behind.
Right.
But like, I was just thinking, like, we don't need to cancel this. I was just like, what if I would have had like think back to your days of discovery. I'm talking to Manny here. Your days of discovery. You're 13 years old. You know, you're noticing that there's some things in scrambled HBO, whatnot. You know, like you're starting to become aware of your body.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden you get a bot like a Chat GPT AI box just dropped off in your room, and you're just like, you can ask it for anything. It'll help you do anything. Like, what do you start asking for? Like, what are the first questions? You know,
Well,
other than like HBO, like please unscramble HBO right now. It's midnight. It's Saturday. It's midnight. Please
Well,
unscramble this.
in this hypothetical, we're in an age where I could just where that shit's just readily available. I just have to find a way to get my hands on
Yeah,
it.
don't think
So,
too much about like the fact that, you
okay.
know, there wasn't really, you know, a great internet or Uber back then, or like, you know, like escorts that would come out, you know, from
Oh
websites.
boy.
This is before Hunter Biden
Okay.
and his heyday of human trafficking. That's President's son, if you didn't know whose name was yet. But yeah,
I
like
thought it
what would you be thinking about? Like what would you be talking to Chat GPT about? Like what would you be asking about? Like
all sorts of stupid shit, all sorts of weird I mean, I don't know. I because I
hookers
can't
and escorts and like like
I
I
don't
remember that day that age I was watching the movie Risky Business with Tom Cruise,
Mhm.
right, where his parents go to town and he gets like a he like somehow gets like a high price escort to come to his house.
Isn't that Rebecca Demornay?
It sure is, yeah, that
Yeah.
crazy nanny lady.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would have thinking like Chat GPT. Have you ever watched the movie Risky Business? And it's like, yes, I have. I'm like, okay, how like what do we got to do to make that happen? You know, like
Gotta
I've
have a
seen
lot of money.
magazines, you know, yeah. What do we got to
Phone
do
calls
here?
aren't cheap.
Yeah, what would you be asking for?
I mean, that's what the listings for. They list out their terms, their prices, whatever.
Like grown-ups now are asking Chat GPT to like, do you ever, you know, like weird stuff like, you ever feel like committing genocide? Like,
Mhm.
like why they just keep fucking with the AI, you know, like keep like trying to torment the AI into killing us all.
It's so
But no, like, you know,
crazy.
like 12, 13-year-old us would be like asking, you know, like Chat GPT, like, how do I get a better, you know, like, you know, how can I convince my parents to get me a Schwinn, get me off this Huffy? You know, like Chat GPT, like my parents told me they would not give me parachute pants. Please write some good arguments for why I should get parachute pants, you know, because the girl I sit next to in homeroom, she really likes guys with parachute pants.
Oh my gosh.
90 to nin.
I don't know.
They're
Pink
too,
Reeboks for me.
too legit for parachute pants. Too legit for
That's a
parachute.
true story. My mom was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, get
Yeah.
out of here." I was like, "No, no, like like everybody's wearing these. Like, we should get them." Like, they were just like, "You got to be kidding me." Never. Not gonna go in the store because they're probably expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Honestly, I would be asking you some weird shit because honestly, you reminded me of something that I before I had access to descrambled softcore Skinamax, there was like these newspapers, they're like these filthy like smut newspapers that I would buy that
Sears
were
catalogs.
no, not even Sears
Oh, those are
catalog. They
free.
were like
Those are free
yeah, those are free. That's right. They
Came in the mail.
magically appeared in the mail.
on your mom's coffee table. Yeah, like,
Yep. No, but there were like these weird like perverted periodicals that like I just stumbled across. I noticed one day when I was coming back home from the arcade, they were like, um, they looked like the old newspaper. What is it? The boxes or whatever. I can't even remember what they're called anymore. But instead of newspapers, they were
yeah.
just like,
What are those newspaper dispenser weird
I
things with
guess,
like the towel
Yeah,
on it?
you
Yeah,
pull it
yeah.
down.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And like for all of time, like you could put a quarter in that and then take all the USA Today's out of that box.
Yes.
Like, I remember as a young kid thinking, like, this is very trusting. This whole business model is very trusting of people not to just take all the USA Today's and just give them
It's
out.
like, could never happen in this day, right?
No,
Could never happen. No
We couldn't
way.
give those away.
well, nowadays, they put but they have like someone shares a link with you for like the New York Times that's up behind a paywall.
Mhm.
But nowadays, instead of that, you just click like before it loads the paywall part, you have to click X.
Uh-huh.
So it stops loading the page. And then you can, I hope everybody knows that trick by now.
I think they do.
Yes,
But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just found this weird fucking magazine, and it's funny. Well, it's interesting because so like the first half or 3/4 of this thing is just like a bunch of weird like Dear Penthouse type of letters and like really suggestive risque photos that all they would have like were just like little like blurred out areas, what is it, the boobs and all that shit. So it was just like on the verge of just like actual porn, and these were sold on the streets. Like I don't know, like one of them
I
was like called
remember.
LA Weekly, and the other one was called like Yank or some shit like that.
Oh, no.
Yank.
Yeah.
Sex
So I mean,
sells, man. They've been like, they figured that. I think they figured this out a long time ago. They're just always trying to entice people into that.
and they would have like prostitute ads or call girl ads in the last quarter of like these fucking things. So like they would have like the description, like their rates and where they were located, and I was just like, I don't know what this is. Like the second half, how to navigate these waters, but like the first half, I was a fan of. So I can see how Chat GPT coming into my life at that point would like severely derail or distract me, or just like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be good.
Like I remember like going to, I think the drugstore in Baltimore was like Rite Aid.
Buying all the
Rite Aid. There
drugs.
was a Rite Aid or Revco was like the CVS and Walgreens of that time in that area.
Mhm.
Rite Aid, I think, and like they would
We still have Rite Aid.
Yeah, they would actually have like I don't even notice these things anymore because you walk in the store and they're just throwing like all kinds of crap at you. But like
Mhm.
back in that era, before it was like throwing everything at you, they would have the most important stuff up front, which would be like magazines and newspapers, and there would be pornography right there at the Rite Aid, like really close to checkout. So it's like I remember like being like a little boy, like looking at these things, and they would have the magazines like Field and Stream, like Guns and Ammo, and there'd be like Penthouse, but it'd be behind like a wood panel, like to be like a cover, and it's just like, whoa, yeah, they're just like you're curious, like instantly curious, because like, oh, they're putting this behind something. But I remember it being like very close to checkout, like that was a common like. It wasn't hidden or anything like that. They weren't trying to hide. It was just like, no, these were this is a top seller. This is like, this is really important that we have these up front because people want to come in, get their magazine, and get out of here without walking all the way to the back.
I do trip out that they're still sold at the newsstands in the airports. Like every once in a while, I just
are
go
they
in there.
really?
Yes, I'm curious. Like I noticed that the last few times that I've been on flights, and I was just like, wait. No,
Do they sell like a cover with it? Like
it's like they have the cover. What is it? They have like the
yeah, but what about when you're on the plane, or you're just like, or you're just planning ahead for later tonight when you get to your destination after this 4-hour flight? I'm in my hotel room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Time to break this
or
bad
you
boy
just
out.
landed, so you just grab it on the way to your hotel room. Probably more.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're it's the anticipation. Come on.
Yeah, that too. You gotta take the edge off.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's like you've never watched Dr. Ruth before or anything.
Yes. I loved her.
So what else is going on, Robbie? What are you doing, man? You with us still? We've been missing you the last couple weeks. So
yeah.
You've been gone almost like a month. It seems like
I literally have been sick for most of all of last week, probably the week before, some of this week. Oh, I was this close to doing CPR on someone today, and at work, and I had just finished some pretzels, one of those, pretzel
Nothing worse
thing.
than giving CPR with pretzel breath.
Yes.
Yeah. You're like, this person, they'll be all right. They probably would rather die.
Thankfully, by the time I got to the location, the office where the person that needed assistance was, he was breathing, so that's good. I didn't have to do CPR,
Yeah,
but
no kidding. Yeah.
me as being
Hey.
that like the boss, I was like, I got to do it. I have to.
I have
Were
a
you
suggestion to
hustling?
make.
Were you hustling to get there?
Yes,
Yeah, like,
except for
you
me
go first.
rinsing my mouth with water first because I had pretzel,
Mhm.
Yeah.
residue in me.
Pretzel stank.
Yeah.
Given your location and the type of inhabitants that surround your
Building.
place of your building, um shouldn't you guys have like I know that the what is it, the EMS ambulances and shit like that, they have the mask where you can give
They
them
do.
CPR.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you guys have one, just considering the fact that you don't know what people have, and
We-
it'd be a risk to you possibly getting
Mhm.
sick or catching some shit? Like, better to just have something like that on hand.
We should, and I thought about that this morning. Like, dude, where's my I had one.
Dude, where's my
but-
CPR mask?
Yeah, but I need to have it more at hand.
Was it
Um,
an employee or was
It-
it a homeless person?
No, it was an employee.
Oh, okay.
It
Even
was
then,
a law firm.
Can't trust anybody, man.
Yeah, it was a law firm, and but like I said, thankfully, by the time I got up there, he was breathing. Like the partner of the law firm was on her knees, kind of comforting him, and she was telling him, "Hey, you'll be okay, you'll be okay." And I got there, and then I was on communication with the front desk, and I said, "Hey, paramedics are on their way. The doors open, have an elevator ready for them, and basically follow the procedure that we do." And a few minutes later, they were up there, and we were good to go.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine if you had given him CPR and a piece of your pretzel had got in his windpipe and killed him? Like, that could have gone so sideways.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Seinfeld scenario.
Yeah. It kind of was. Yeah. I've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm lately, and I don't know how many of you people out there have things in common with them, but I know I do. I can be a little curmudgeon, and I can be a little moody, and I can have issues with, like, I got in that same law firm. I got into a fight with a client from that same law firm, I think on Monday or Tuesday, a few days back. And I told my bosses, I said, "Oh, hey, by the way, you might get a complaint about me today or tomorrow." So thankfully we didn't, but I thought I was this close to getting a complaint about me. Yeah.
What was the altercation over? If you
So
don't mind me
the
asking?
issue was they changed their policy, where this office used to have their policy to be unrestricted, meaning the front desk can let anybody up. Then they turned it into restricted, like you have to call first, or we have to have them on the guest list, because it being a law firm, there's so many people, and being a family law firm, there's divorce, right? There's kids and all that stuff. That can be very dude, you can be, a lot of angry people. And then actually a professional basketball player was one of the clients. I'm not going to mention him right now, because then that people can find out, exactly who this is. But
LeBron James.
yeah.
Shout out to the king.
And then, he was actually he used to come in by a couple of times a week. Well, no, not a couple of times a week, but a couple of times he came by.
Doug Christie.
Exactly. Doug Christie from the New York.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. And so then it turned into, a few days back, there was a person sent up to the floor, and then someone was called, and I'm the boss when it comes to that. And then I said, all right, let me go up there. They said, hey, this guy, he has no business here. Can someone escort him out? And I just waited. The guy left on his own. But I'm like, okay, so you guys are confused on your policy. Like, if you want to be sent anybody up, no questions asked, great. But if you're gonna be complaining about some random guy came up, then change your policy. So then the next time there was a guy coming in, I said, oh, hey, yeah, I got a call for you. He goes, how come? This guy always sends me up. I'm like, well, that's the policy. And then the guy at the front desk, I'm his manager. I'm like, okay, well, he goes, well, can you call? Can you help me out? I said, oh, he's gonna help you out. He goes, well, can you do it? Then I didn't like his attitude. So my response to him was, I've got other stuff to do. And then I walked away, and then he followed me. And so we got into a kind of like a little verbal thing. And I said, hey, look, all this time you're wasting with me, we could have already taken care of you. And then, later on, I found out that he asked for my name, my first and the last name, and then the business card for my managers. And then I got on the case, my employee's case. I'm like, they don't need to know my last name. I don't like people knowing my last name, because then they're gonna, I don't know, look me up on
Ricky Danger.
Yeah, LinkedIn or who knows what,
When you hit him with the Robbie spotlight.
Yeah, like I don't like that, because even online, like people will want to cancel you. On TikTok. I think I was watching this thing on this guy, how this guy had gone to Vegas, all right, and this woman did a TikTok about her husband, how he went to Vegas, and I guess he cheated on her. Okay, which that's bad. That's always bad, right? So, but she was talking about all their business, right? So then all the people online on the Twitter started trying to figure out who he was. Then they found out his name. Then they found out where he worked. And then they started trying to contact his place of work. So I'm like, dude. And then so that later on, the wife made another video saying, hey, can you guys please stop contacting his place of work? I'm a stay-at-home mom. If he loses his job, then we don't have a, we can't pay bills. So I'm like, dude,
this whole thing's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Like
people's livelihood and all that.
Yeah. Cancellation. People will want to call I've seen it before. They'll want to call their place of work if they find out who they are. Hey, did you know that so-and-so said this about whatever, like, doesn't like PETA or something, or I don't know, doesn't want to give their pronouns out. I don't know, just whatever. So it's like, I don't know, just weird. Speaking of pronouns, did you hear this? There's a Pokemon player, this teenager. He got disqualified. Did you hear about that?
No.
He didn't want to, like, apparently he kind of snickered at when they asked him, oh, what's your name? Can you give your pronouns? And this is like a 12, 13-year-old kid. He goes, he, him, and something, and then one of the judges thought he was kind of kidding around and playing around. He got disqualified, and then he, and it's like, dude, like, he's a freaking teenager. And then, he got disqualified from this freaking Pokemon tournament just because he was kind of snickering at, freaking pronouns, like I already told you guys, like, I've been misgendered, but I've been misraced as Mexican before, but I'm not Mexican.
Oh yeah, miss ethnic.
I've been Miss Ethnic,
which is also a great beauty pageant. It's a great beauty pageant.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm not mislabeled.
I've been mislabeled, but I'm, okay, whatever. Either A, I think you're ignorant. B, I don't care. Like, what does it take away, from my livelihood, my life, that you think,
or your Pokemon skills?
Yeah, it's like, what? I don't care.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm ranting, but that's what the show's called, right? Endless Ranters. Jeez, man.
Yeah, what do people care? I don't. Yeah, it's.
I don't. People see me like, come on. Do I look Mexican to you? Maybe, right? I look Nicaraguan. I look Salvadorian. Okay, I probably don't look Peruvian, but whatever.
I actually did have you pegged as Peruvian, to be honest.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this guy's got Peru written all over him.
So I used to get upset, but now, like, I know that it's, it's not everybody.
I've been
knows.
called Puerto Rican like 97 times in my life.
See,
Easily.
there you go. Yeah.
Easily.
See, yep, there you go. Quanta the Puerto Rican.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I feel you,
I mean, our educational system is so awesome. Like we don't even know what countries are like within
Oh,
2 borders of
shoot.
ours. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
we
Nobody even
don't.
knew what pronouns were. They couldn't tell you what a pronoun was. Like an actual pronoun,
yeah.
they couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Not
That's
related to
true.
this.
Like I've always been good with the English language and words and writing and all that. But like when people are like, what?
Not everyone
Like,
is.
I really didn't know what a pro. I was like,
Pronoun, like
know.
I'm fast Rob. That's a pronoun, right? Fast.
I don't think so.
You call me fast?
It's
Is
an
that a verb?
adjective.
I don't know. Is that an adjective?
Oh no, it's a verb. It's an action verb.
Action.
Fast, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's my point. You're making my point. Exactly.
Okay, first
There's
we're
a-
doing
System.
pronouns. Now we're doing adjectives. That's next year is going to be adjectives. How about that? Adjectives.
I still like, I don't know what they teach kids in school. Like, I don't, like my son is at the same, he's like, what do you mean pronouns? Like, cause he's just, he's like he, she, they,
Yeah.
like, but like, I don't know what they're teaching them in school. Like when they teach them they, them now, and they're like plural, it's like, are they,
That's
do
that's
they have
plural.
they have to knock that off? Like they can't
Yeah.
say that, or like,
I think I've said this before
don't
to,
know.
to you guys. One of my first straight out of high school, maybe a year later, I met a transgender person. Her name is Diana, but her birth name, her male name, right,
Don't
biological
do it.
name,
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Robbie.
is Salvador. but I knew this person as Diana, and okay, so I call you Diana. But I'm calling you she. Great. But what's up with the, I don't know what's up with the them. I really don't, they or them. That's plural. I will call you a she. I don't care. I'll call you a she. If you want me to call you a she, I'll call you a she. If you're a
Yeah.
she, but I see you as a plural. You are more than one person. So I need to learn.
It is
maybe
getting
educate.
confusing. No, it's
Yeah.
getting confusing. It is.
Yeah,
And
educate
maybe
me.
you just ask somebody, like you could
Yeah,
ask,
educate me.
somebody that that is, and
And
maybe just figure it out.
and don't get offended if I tell you, look, I don't understand this. Don't get many people don't understand it. Just don't get offended. If I say, hey, look, I don't understand this. I see they and them as a plural. Maybe you can school me on this. You can, but don't get offended. Don't try to cancel me because I grew up with these words
I
meaning
think
more.
that they means in plural that you would be both, right? You see yourself as both.
I guess.
maybe?
See,
I
there
don't
you go.
know.
See, yeah. No, you're teaching me
That's just-
something.
That's common sense. So that's just like my logic is thinking that. I don't know
Yeah.
that for sure. I've
See?
never asked anybody what
Well,
that
there you go.
means.
That's like a logic that you're.
I would just
you're-
say like, then if you think you're both, I don't think that's where you want to be. Because if you think you're both and you want to be called something plural, like maybe
Yeah,
that
I
when you're
don't
8
know.
when you're 8 years old, you're not going to think something's wrong with that. But when you're 15, 6,
mhm,
you're going to be like, doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is because it's you can't really. It's that's a real tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's becoming a tougher path to navigate than like racism or sexism or like
mhm.
homophobia, whatever. Like, yeah, this is like a whole new like
I think it's kind of the point though.
minefield.
It's like nowadays,
Yeah, I think it's done on
the
purpose to
current,
keep people extremely confused. Like that is like
yeah,
whoever's running it, whoever's paying for all the flyers and all the events and like paying the salaries of people that do nothing but are
right.
online promoting like weird events, their event, whatever. It's like
Yeah.
they want people like they want us like
Dark
they want us
Souls.
walking
You know that.
around they want us walking around every day like what, like saying in this exact tone like what is going on.
Mhm.
Like they want us to be having that inner monologue with ourselves like every day like what is
Yeah.
what is happening? It has
Every
to be
morning I
whispered
feel
too.
like this can't be real. Like, what is, I say that every day. Like, I just get so worked up. Can't take
And
it.
then like
Yeah.
the people that you see at the front and like doing all the protests and marching and it's like I was like you can't possibly think that this is a good look. Like
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
like you're
All
dressed
so
up in weird
much.
stuff that's like really off-putting. I get it. You're going
Yeah.
but it's like
What I say
not
is
you're not looking your best.
No.
And it's
No.
very off-putting to 90% of people out there. And a lot of those 90% like were pretty sympathetic a minute ago.
Yeah,
And now they're
yeah.
like
human beings should be free and to disagree or to not understand or to learn, and like I said, or disagree. Like if you disagree, hey, you know what, I'm not sure about this, I'm still learning, or I'm not sure, I think I disagree with you, and then your response should be like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
am I keeping you from
You're
achieving your goal
trying to disagree now.
or whatever?
Yeah.
You can't.
Exactly.
You aren't
Yeah.
allowed to disagree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I'm
like
kind of
we've
like you. We don't really, like in that hypothetical, like there doesn't really need to be a conversation. Like I walk to this area, I see something I don't like, I turn on or walk away, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't have to stand there and wave. I can just
Mhm.
walk away from something. And
Yeah.
now, if you choose to follow me with your
Yeah.
signs or whatever, it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm not following you back to your home with my signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very willing to like just walk away, but.
Need
And I
to
understand
enforce
that in the
justice.
past, you know, there were religious groups that are like out there with their signs, like really trying to hammer what they thought on people. It's like, oh,
They still
this
are. I
looks
mean, at
very
Planned
similar.
Parenthood and stuff. Yeah, it's
I see them
just
all the
it's
time in my local Planned Parenthood.
yeah, it's just
Pro-lifers.
unhinged. Like, quit trying to put your beliefs in other people. Like, raise your children, do the right thing, and just disgusting. I'm
When
sorry.
Don't tell them how to live their life.
I
yeah.
know.
The Planned Parenthood place that I've seen in my area, there's always a guy there with like a kind of like a long, like a sign, but he's usually just standing there with the sign. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's got a sign. That's it. You know, that's it. You've got a sign. So you don't
Yeah.
agree with it, just keep on walking, go do your thing, get your abortion or your
Well,
pills or whatever. You know, I don't
they
know.
no longer exist in Texas, but I do remember like years ago there was a Planned Parenthood somewhere, and there was someone out front, and it is kind of a pathetic display of the protest, and it's like, but the reason it would bum me out would be because there are a lot more people out there that do think, not just in the United States, but in the world, right? Which is a lot more conservative than we are, you know,
Right.
much more. Like they find it really kind of horrible. And there's a lot of people in this country that think it's really bad, but like only one dude, you know,
Yeah.
showed up to this place to protest it. Like only one out of the hundreds of thousands, millions of people in Texas, United States that think it's, you know, murder or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, like barely, like that's kind of what I always saw with those protests was like, man, there's barely anybody out here.
Well, it's because I think most people mind their business. They just mind their business. You know, I mind my business, you
Yeah.
mind your business, and that's mind your business. So if you don't know,
People really do. I think that is the default position of the vast majority of people is like, I'm really trying to mind my own business.
yeah,
I'm really trying to mind my own business,
Only have so much bandwidth.
but I can hear you. Like I can hear you shouting.
Mhm.
right. Sometimes their signs are
Um,
really offensive too. It's like,
yeah.
and it's some of their signs are so jarring.
Yeah, I love them. I think, well, part of it is like whatever side you're on, like that's the point of it is like they're really trying to
Right.
like be hyperbolic.
Yeah.
And I know like,
Totally.
and I do it too. Like one side will be like, oh, you guys are full of shit because you're being so you're exaggerating so badly. It's like, oh, that's kind of like that's marketing.
Yeah.
That's why they're not like, you should buy this milk because it's all right. I mean, you know, it's
Get raw
milk.
milk
It's like
instead. Damn it!
this raw milk will change your life.
It changed my life.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But
Speaking
yeah,
of
it's a bizarre
protesters,
world. Yes, sir.
when I used to work at the Salvation Army, the thrift shop attracts the weirdest clientele, and it reminds me of Ace's seldom touched on, but he'll visit every now and again, is the dude that protests or brings awareness to circumcision and how it shouldn't be forced upon the kids. Like there was a
Mhm.
dude that came to the Salvation Army at least maybe 3 or 4 times, not like often, but like just sporadically he would show up because he was a literal rolling billboard sign. Like he had this bike and he had like poster boards mounted to the front and the rear wheels that just like were like this long manifesto about why circumcision should be banned. I was just
I
like,
mean, maybe like my feeling
oh,
on that is
dude.
maybe they're right, You know what I mean? Maybe it is a cruel and horrible practice, but it's like, number one, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Number two, I like my junk exactly the way it is. And I don't sit around like imagining like what do my junk look different? Like what
Yeah,
if I
let me
have
give
more
it a
skin
nip.
here? And it's like, yeah, number three, like don't try to make me a victim. Biatch. Like what? Like I'm good. I've been good. I'm 50 years old now. You're telling me I'm a victim of some crime from my own parents. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
You don't want your junk to look like a Nazi helmet.
No, I don't really. I just, I don't really think about junk fashion a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
The
me.
latest junk attire.
Yeah, I don't really
Whatever
think.
you wanna
Yeah,
call it.
like
Well,
accoutrement.
I kind of see it as recently I posted on my Facebook a question to all the people out there, my friends, and what do you think about getting your baby's ear pierced? Because I'm more like, like I want to let her decide. And then other people are like, no, it's normal. You don't want to, also, it's normal, or you don't want her to suffer later on. And I'm like, well, what if she doesn't want to? Or what if, if you want to, you're going to do it. And it's going to be worth it for you to kind of deal with that pain.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
How about you get our ears gauged instead of pierced? Like
Oh, wow.
stretch out
Those are the big
earlobes.
ones.
Yeah.
Those
You
are
know,
the big
start
ones.
them
Huh?
off small and then little by little just keep stretching them out and then just be like, you know what? Forget what I asked earlier. We went this route instead.
Not look.
That's
not,
one way.
not,
Like then she'd be like, you'd be like, you'll never have to pay for Harvard that away. You know what I mean? Like there'll be a
Look,
lot less bills coming due.
not to get too personal, but Kwana, I think your daughter one time mentioned that I think she's not too happy with the gauges, how they're a little big, or maybe yeah.
Mhm.
So
She she has mentioned that.
that
Yeah.
gets me a little nervous.
But it's
Because
an
later
ear
on,
piercing is not the same. I didn't get her ears gauged when she was a baby.
yes, correct, exactly.
I just got them pierced. I did it when
Regular
she was
peer, yeah,
maybe
exactly.
3 weeks old, a month old.
Mm,
Small
mhm.
enough that I could just, they did it. 2 girls at once did it. I nursed her and she
Yeah.
never made another sound about it.
Cool.
So
My
no worse than shots, for
yeah.
her.
My deal is like, look, I already told the wife. I said, like, if you want to do it, let's go. I'll go with you. No problem. I have no issues. I would rather wait, but I'm not gonna get mad at anybody. I'm not gonna give you a hard time later on about, well, you know. I would just hopefully I want to make sure that whoever we take her to does the like even in
I just-
centered.
Yeah, I
and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
They draw
I
a
think
little dot on it.
if you're worried
Okay.
about
Oh,
the
good.
quality of it and the precision of it, like I just had a great idea. It's like a vaccination ear piercing. You know what I mean? You go to your pediatrician
Yeah.
and that's where they put the latest flu like right through your ear
Yeah.
and it's done. You don't have to go to Claire's,
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
you don't have to do it yourself. My
I
take on that
totally
is
went to the
like
mall.
you really want to let, like I think, no matter what I think about it, that's one I'm
Yeah.
gonna let up to the ladies, to the women,
Yeah.
grandmas and mom and the girls. But then I will use that, to stake claim to some other massive decisions about their futures
Oh,
later
so
on.
you're a point keeper. That came up on ACS this week about
Just for
points.
myself.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. I don't believe
Mhm.
there's any I don't know if it's gonna work or not later on.
Right.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't fly.
When I put them in a convent, it probably won't hold up, but it's worth the
Yeah.
shot now. Yeah, I would just be like, it's totally up to you guys, you gals.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Look, Adam talked about point keeping, right? The point keepers, and like, okay, she wants to do this. All right, cool. We'll do it. But later on, it's going to be on. We're going to do my thing because you did your
Yeah.
thing that you wanted. But
It takes a lot of communication, I think.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Jeff Lee, he and his wife, like we were in the happy hour, they were having a conversation about dinner and they were having like a real conversation, like a give and take. Weird. It's weird, It's weird. But
Don't air has
they've been married a
business
long
like that,
time.
man.
I know.
Chris can't go to Applebee's.
I know. Never get what I want.
Yeah.
Such a good value. Such a good
I
value.
told you guys, I think I don't know if I did it on the comments or just on our chat, but I did that with the wife. she gets on sort of not really my case, but she goes, yeah, you always like your horror movies. I'm a big horror movie guy. I mean, I like everything, but I love a good original horror movie. So then I told her a few days ago, I want to watch this movie called Antlers, produced by Guillermo del Toro, and
That was a good movie.
right, yes. And then I said, okay. She goes, I really always want to watch your horror movies. I said, it's okay. I told her, if you want, you can stay in the room, and baby's right there. It's fine. I'll just go and watch it in the living room.
She's got to have
then I go
shows she
to-
wants to watch without you, right? Like my wife she's got a lot of shows she'd rather watch without me
They're called
anywhere nearby.
novelas.
They're called novelas.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. She likes to watch her phone a lot. She likes to do the Instagrams and Facebook memes and videos and all that stuff. But I said, okay. I said, it's okay. Don't worry. You'll stay in the room. I'll go to the living room. I'll watch my movie, and then when I'm done, I'll go back to the room. So then she goes. I'm watching the movie. She goes to go get a snack, and then all of a sudden, conveniently, she gets her snack, and then she sits down on the couch and starts watching the movie that I'm watching, and then she ends up liking it. But with me, it's not like it's points. It's more like, don't worry, it's okay. I'm not gonna make you watch it. I'll watch it. Don't worry, I'll watch it. Maybe I'll tell you about it later on, and if not, okay, it's fine. Don't worry. But I don't know. I think she feels like left out. Like, oh, you started watching it without me, or you watch a movie without me. And yeah, sure, I'll watch a movie. If not, it's months and months are gonna pass, and I'm not gonna watch this movie. What can I do?
I don't know, man. I think the main problem with the whole point systems with husbands and wives is that like there's no communication. This is strictly in both of their imaginations. Like there's no talking about it. Like dude's just thinking like I just scored a bunch of points, and like trust me, your woman has no idea that you think you just scored points.
Oh no,
like,
they don't even care. Look, I could throw
like
the
there needs to be a lot
out.
more communication about things like, well, remember you wanted this last week and I wanted, and now it's now we have to, like communication. But no, most are just like just like, I'll tell you what, I know. Yeah, I tell you what, yeah, she wanted pizza last week. I didn't want pizza, but yeah, okay. I guess the point system's out. Like the point system that's only in your head. Like you're just like, I guess the point system's fucking gone now. Huh? All right, all right. I see. We have no rules. Okay. And it's like
she's kind of on my case about. Oh,
your spouse is sitting there like has no idea what you're thinking.
No, they don't. They think you're supposed. Oh, you're supposed. It's you have to do this. You're supposed to. Like, really, I'm supposed to do this? Okay, whatever. Now I've learned, like, happy wife, happy life. I get it. Like, whatever. I'll just keep quiet. A few nights ago, she'll get on my case.
We want to believe you get it. We want to believe it. we really do.
We believe in your effort to get it.
Look, tomorrow the baby turns 4 months old. Okay, so sometimes now she's I don't know what the word is, but she's kind of she's returning to how she was before, waking up in the middle of the night. Regressing. There you go. So I think she's regressing. This was after she got like caught a cold or whatever. So I kind of blame that, but whatever. I digress. So I will start snoring sometimes. And I think Quana's been there. We've shared a room before, and I don't know if you've heard me snore, but sometimes, so I'll start snoring, and then my wife gets on my case about, she'll kind of smack me on my arm. Hey, you're making too much noise. So a few days ago, I was like, I got frustrated. I said, all right, you know what, whatever. Finally, I went to the living room, and then I said, all right, I'm going to the living room. And I fell asleep on the living room. 2 nights ago, I said the same thing. I said, you know what, look, if I start snoring, I'm going to go to the living room. But then she tells me, well, if you go to the living room, then you're not going to be able to help me with the diapers or the feeding. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, there we go. So what do you want? You want me to? Okay, there we go.
The baby should get used to sleeping with noise, though, right?
We've finally
get used to sleeping with noise.
Yeah.
After all that, we finally arrived at the point where I can't win.
Yeah. So what do you want? Do you want me to stay there and help you out? Do you want me to just shut up? I can't shut up. This is natural. Or you want to talk to my doctor? Maybe I'll go to the doctor. Maybe I need to wear a mask. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? There is a surgery you can get for if you have like a deviated septum, if that's what's making you snore. Yeah. That's a super easy surgery, and it makes you breathe so much better.
I might do that. I remember.
If you have insurance, it's like literally a day surgery. Like you're in and out and you're home, and like fine.
Remember when people, to get a good night's sleep, they would just be more tired?
Oh yeah.
That's my solution.
Oh man, Chris, look, when you have kids, you don't need melatonin.
What
You don't need it. I don't
are
need
you
it.
telling? He has twins.
I
There
started
we go.
taking
Yeah.
when my yeah, it was a weird thing because I've always been an insomniac, and I got real worried when our son was coming. So I went to my doctor and I was like, this kind of concerns me because I need to like make sure I can sleep, but I don't my sleep is very irregular, or it
Yeah.
was. So I got on Ambien when my son was born because I was like,
Mhm.
I need to get on some kind of like
Mhm.
predictable schedule,
Yeah.
whatever it is, so that it's predictable at least. So yeah.
What's the age difference between the your boy and the girls?
Oh, 5.
Five. Okay. All
We
right.
had the
Okay.
2 as soon as the boy was in free kindergarten.
Yeah.
We were like, let's have more.
Yeah.
Like, not
It-
while we were paying daycare.
In full disclosure, I don't even know if I'm using that right, but I did ask the wife. I said, "Hey, you want to try for the boy?" She goes, "Hell no, hell no." So, but look, at least I
That's when
think-
you're like, I'm gonna go sleep on the sofa. It's because I'm snoring.
look, at least not to be messed up with the step kids and stuff like that, but my baby girl, who's my natural biological daughter, I feel like at least I can focus myself, my energy on her. She's my, so I feel like she can be my, I can put her up on a like pedestal,
Yeah,
as a dad.
it's tricky. It's
Yeah.
tricky, man. That's you're in a challenging position. I was a stepchild,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know,
How's that?
on both
How's okay?
sides,
You,
and
you had a stepdad, right? How's that?
I can kind of
That
see
dynamic.
like as like I could kind of see like it's totally understandable that you would
Mhm.
kind of focus on the youngest, which is your baby girl,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
whatever, but not your step, whatever. But yeah, but there's still there. You got a serious responsibility to make sure because like guarantee like the younger kids are seeing that. Like even
Yeah. Yeah.
my son gets very jealous when he feels like the girls are getting more attention or getting better treatment.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many times we sit him down and be like, it's because you're twice as old.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you can do, like, yeah. So
Has he
they're real
verbally stated
keen
that to you?
on a little bit. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
kind of keen on, they notice those types of things.
Totally.
They notice those types of things and they might see that you doing that and be like, yeah, that makes sense. Or they might be like, oh, I see.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, you got a
Being
lot
a
of
step parent
responsibility.
is a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
I
man,
told
it's
you that,
hard.
Robbie, one time before you ever got
Yeah.
married. Like, Bill has really stepped in and just
Mhm.
loved the crap out of my kids. Like, they
To be fair,
both.
I told him to be a cakewalk. I was totally lying.
Yeah. No, it's not. I mean, there's,
That's
you're
real,
not
yeah.
my dad, and
Yeah.
Well, I
it's
mean,
just
it's
mean stuff.
not to make it like different from like some other family type, but like, it's like you could have like they could all be yours, but they could be like 19, 12, and 7.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a wild west of like
You know,
emotions.
Yeah.
And the biology doesn't matter. They're all gonna be in
Right.
on a
Totally.
different
Y-
plane or
yeah.
whatever, and count on and want different things from you.
You know what,
Yeah.
Quana? It's funny you say that because the kid, the 8-year-old, he said those words, not to me. He said that to the former roommate who was a man, around my age. And I guess this motherfucker would try to kind of step in and tell him things like, hey, the dishes, you make sure to and then when my girlfriend at the time, because she told me this, he responded to the kid responding to the guy, hey, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. I was like, hell yeah, boy. You tell him. You're dad.
Lay
And
down that law.
he's never said that to me. He's never said that to me. My wife sometimes says that I'm a little tough on him,
Because he
but I've
fears
told
you.
her, hey, man can be tough on the boys sometimes. And I've told her, talk to any friends that you may have,
Tell them why.
boys and girls. They will be tougher on the boys. So I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't hate the kid. I don't I'm not
A
trying
lot of
to.
responsibility being a man, and you're
Yeah,
raising a man. So
yeah.
you
I
have to be stronger on your
You
boy.
can
There's
tell
just
them
a lot of
why.
responsibility on men. Yeah.
yeah.
You can
I
tell them
never
why,
tell.
and they may not
Yeah,
understand it, but
yeah,
like they'll see that you're trying to explain to them that I know this seems unfair. I know it
yeah.
seems like,
Right.
but quit
Yeah,
crying, biatch.
yeah. Well, look, kind
Exactly.
of. Yeah. I
Crying
tell one
into a
time she
ball,
said,
bitch.
yeah. Well, one time she said, hey, you can't tell them, boys don't cry, which is sure, 100% true. Boys can cry, men can
When a
cry,
family
but
member dies,
yeah, sure, yeah, no, seriously.
totally
But
okay.
I've told him, I've told him, you can't cry for this. This isn't something to cry about. There are things you can cry about. This, no.
In private.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been trying to
We,
work on that with my girls too. That's
yeah,
that's gonna be a tougher one. I'm like, you can't like because that's how they express themselves at more
yeah.
than boys, I think, where they just get super upset and just like, no, this is not something like it's okay to cry and get up, but this is not something that meets that level.
No, yeah, yeah. The funny thing about the kid is he's kind of a manipulator sometimes, because sometimes he tries to make himself cry, and I feel like he forces the tears. I don't know if you've seen that before, but he will do that, and I've caught him doing that, and I've told the wife about that. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's a little dangerous there.
He's 8. He's 8.
He's done it. I've seen him.
Yeah, I might pull him aside and say some horrible stuff at that moment.
Oh,
That's not
God.
recorded or no witnesses, but yeah, you
Look,
gotta
I
scare him. You
play.
gotta scare him straight on that stuff. Like
Oh,
that.
Sometimes I've given, how Adam Carolla says the whole, sometimes men have to give the male, the dad, hey, I've done that to him, and he's kind of done the whole like deer, in the headlights, kind of like, oh shoot, he's serious. I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. And then sometimes I'm cool about it also, depends.
Maybe we're the problem, man. Maybe that's why all these dudes are out there trying to change their gender role. They're just like sick of you, sick of me, like sick of people telling them to be tough or play this part. I don't
I
know.
think it has been but they say that, strong men create weak circumstances and weak men create hard circumstances. And we're in a
Mhm.
hard circumstance right now because
Yeah.
Strong men
men
create
are
easy times create weak men create hard times create strong men, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, we are going through a cycle big time, and that's what I say on social media. Like people are just like, well, what do you think, Trump or DeSantis? I'm like, none of this is going to get fixed until
Yeah.
people are starving.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All
coming.
these problems that we're inventing for ourselves, like every hour, like we're inventing new problems for ourselves every hour, every half hour, all these things, diseases, allergies, whatever, whatnot. It's like when people are starving, all those things just disappear.
Other people amusements or profit, no less.
Yeah. Like your luxurious preferences of this color or that color, it's like, no.
Men don't have to be strong anymore because women are so strong. They take
Mm-hmm.
care of themselves and they don't need a man. And so men have kind of
Yeah.
backed up. They don't know where their spot's at. And I feel
Yeah.
like
It's a
if
very
you really want to
confusing
see
time.
a feminine side of a woman, you have to have a little bit of masculine energy so that she feels
100%.
safe to be feminine, especially
Yeah.
if you have a really strong one.
I've
It
told,
is I
yeah.
think it's a very confusing time because at the same time these things are happening, they're very real. Like a large part of humanity wants to pretend like, no, these things aren't happening. We're all the same. We're all just blank
Right.
slates. There's no, we have
Mhm.
no biology or, whatever. It's like, there's no hormones and, synapses just firing off that are controlling our, controlling us.
Yeah.
Like they want to believe that, we're all just blank slates, but I don't think so.
I've told the wife this because, obviously, before me, she was a single mom and everything. And, I don't know how her past relationships have been and stuff like that. But I've told her, hey, I'm here now. I'm your partner. I'm the male figure.
But you
You
can't
don't
even
have
put
to.
your shirt away. You don't even know how to put your shirt away or throw away the fucking deodorant. You're not making her feel safe. You don't know how to take care of shit.
Oh man.
I
Okay.
don't know. I don't think so. I don't agree with that.
All right,
Just
Kwana.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
All right,
here and here's all my shit too.
there we go.
It is
Put it away
confusing
from me
because
now.
because women are going way further in education than men are, big time. like big
Mhm.
time, as far as like college graduates, graduate degrees, master's degrees, all that kinds of stuff. Like women are kicking ass, like way
Sure,
ahead of
yeah.
men. And I imagine that's, I mean, that's great. You know, I really don't have a problem with any of that. I imagine there'll be a lot of them that are like, something's missing. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of dudes that are like really threatened by that too, because there's something missing for them. So they can't handle that, like a woman that, you know, has a career and all that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
because they're thinking that, well, my value is like the suit I wear and the car I drive. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I think dudes and people have to get back to like, what were the values of you?
We're missing one another from each other's
Like, what were your
lives.
value? Like, what were the values of someone like you 100 years ago? It was like knowing how to start a fire, farm, make food, catch food, kill food, cook food, hunt, you know, like just like that was like that's what made people valuable. And like fast forward 100 years and it's like, I don't know, like it's like
That was the plan.
one,
That was the whole point to
no one thinks that's
take
no
us
one thinks
away
that's
from that.
valuable. Like that's not attractive. I get yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
fair.
you
I
do have
feel
a
like
lot
a
of the
lot of
trad
women kind of
con.
crave
Yeah,
that.
you'd have like the trad con thing, the traditional conservative wife movement that's like real into that. But it's kind of yeah, like if you've been doing it for a while, right? Like, but it's
I
kind of a
know.
new thing where
Shout out to all the trad wives.
I didn't
it's
even know
kind
it was a
of
thing. I just like I
yeah.
don't understand. Like we have a very traditional relationship, and I mean, I feel like my job is from 7 in the morning till whenever he goes to sleep, really. So I don't know if that's easy. It doesn't feel easy most days.
I feel like the good thing in those relationships, like in a modern relationship, is like you really, as a guy, like you really have to like, yeah, you have to really kind of be real confident and sure in yourself and like what your value is and like what, you know,
Right.
like what makes you feel masculine or strong or whatever value. And I don't
Do you
know.
not think that women still crave that though? Like even strong, educated women who have great salaries or careers, don't you think
Maybe,
that they
but
still kind of crave that man to be like, I got this, like I
They
got
do.
you, I
maybe, and
understand you, I want you to feel safe.
maybe, but I feel like maybe they're missing that, but they don't even know it because they've
Been
been told.
programmed.
Yeah, like, and you know, not to say that dudes are programmed too. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
no,
be condescending.
we
It's just
all
like
have been, yeah,
y'all been told that like that makes you lesser. Like to think of yourself in that role is like
right.
is just you know, it's just you know, you shouldn't do that.
Mhm.
You know, like you shouldn't think of yourself in that role, like whatever. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think we've just forgotten our history. Like we're men, like bigger bastards, you know, like 100, you know, like back in the 1860s on the, you know, the Midwestern plains, like whatever, probably, but I don't think it was that. It wasn't just like guy getting home from rustling cattle and like smacking his wife around. It was like
Right.
guy gets home from rustling cattle and realizes that his wife has been working her ass off all day, like cooking stew or picking, you know, like feeding what, you know, doing like a lot, like keeping the home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, the male was like the dominant figure, but I think that they probably looked at things like this is a really clear cut partnership here.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
we're both bringing something that's, you know, really valuable
Y-
and they didn't have to talk a
Yeah.
lot about their feelings. And
Bill always says that
yeah,
he's like, I would have to keep a roof over my head and food on my table without you here. That would be my job. Like my job is that because that's my job. Like I would do that if no one was in my house. I would have a roof over my head and food on my table.
Yeah.
The fact that
and
you're here and cook it all and buy it all and bring it in and get all of the things, like that's just bonus for him, I guess. How that's viewed in his mind. I
well,
don't
I mean, I
know.
think like society also is like, you know, it's women that have been like that role for you for women is really not good enough. Like being a homekeeper, like a mom, like
Right.
running the home, um, finances, all that kind of stuff. Like
All the
that's
bills, all the
serious
cards that
stuff.
get sent, all the all the stuff.
I guess at some
I feel
point
like your
when
wives probably do that too, and they are at work, you
I
know.
guess it I guess it's only natural though, at some point, like a couple has enough money where they just have a nanny and they just have like they don't really have to worry. Like there's not, you know, like dude's bringing home a check. Maybe she's bringing home a check too. And there's things are being taken care of. It's not that. That's where it gets confusing, I think, because then it's fair to say that like now the man, now that, you know, his wife does not have to like keep the home, that maybe she should be doing other stuff. And the wife is like, well, now that the man like doesn't need to go plow the fields, he's leaving for like 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Wow, her
And
instead.
he's sitting in AC all day. Like,
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Like,
That's like a little break,
Like,
like 8 hour
yeah,
break.
like when the kids are sick, he's like, oh, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. I got a lot of meetings. I gotta be
Yeah,
there, I gotta be there.
exactly.
Like, you know, it's
Way
like,
really important.
easier.
so it's really
Way
understandable that a woman would be like, you need to do more because you ain't
Okay.
plowing fields, you ain't, you know, rustling cattle. And then
Yeah.
the man's like, you need to do more because you ain't home churning butter. You know,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, Quantum might be. She's churning coffee and butter.
Just
Like-
talking like that.
Yeah, like
She's
it's
churning him.
it's understandable that it's understandable that at the end of the day, like these two modern man and modern woman are like, what else are you gonna do for me? It's like,
Yeah.
and because it took so little effort to kind of achieve like what would have taken 12-hour day to achieve 100 years ago.
That's why the point system is so, that's why people are keeping points and keeping score in their relationships, because they feel like they're not getting a fair shake. But in reality, it's like, I don't know, maybe we've just stepped so far away from like the traditional values of like what it's like, you know. I don't even know that a family can exist without two incomes, you know. It just is what it is, because we're basically
Well,
modern day slaves.
like, well, yeah, slaves to our jobs. Speaking of, like you said, two incomes. My wife took her maternity leave, which was I think what, 90 days or something like that. 60 days, 60, I think. Me, I couldn't. And then one of the reasons was I kind of felt guilty because she tells me, you know, I feel like we can't really survive on just my own income. And then me, like it takes with the government, you know, program, EDD,
Right.
the some whatever it's called. It takes a while for you to finally start getting your maternity benefits.
Yeah.
Exactly. And many times it's not even 100% of the wage that
pay.
you get.
The percentage, yeah.
Yeah. So she tells me, well, I don't think we can do it with just with her wage. So then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not taking my own leave. So I never took my leave. I took when the baby was born, I took, I think 4 days, you know, and then that was it. And not only that, but I'm still a little resentful, even though my friends and family kind of tell me to kind of take it easy on it. I feel like when her family was here, I feel like I lost out on my baby's like newborn stage, like when she was so little. That's why those who see me and follow me, like I'll post a lot of videos on, you know, every day I post usually a video of her waking up and when I take her out of the crib and you know, every day I'm like, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. And then she's stretching and all that stuff. But when her first like 2, 3, 4 weeks, I didn't like, because her family was there taking care of the baby and holding the baby and telling me how wrong I was holding her and all that stuff.
But you know,
Hey,
that's,
first time father, you're doing it
like,
wrong, bro.
in all of our history, that's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
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 Like you getting a chance to like have
Really
one-on-one time with your baby, that's
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
in our history, that's not normal.
Yeah. You don't need skin on skin time.
I know,
It's
right?
weird.
It's like I want to have my own Pete Judah Buttigieg moment with skin to skin on
You
my
should
my
have,
baby.
yeah, you should be able to sit there with your baby and your
Yeah.
and your husband on your porch swing.
Exactly on the bed, right? With my shirt off, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
As all
I
the
want
planes
my
and
own
trains
Pete.
derail and crash around you.
Exactly. I want that moment, but I'm not, you know, I didn't get it. But that's why I'm soaking it all in. Whatever chance I have, Quana sees this, and a few other my friends see this. Like I'll post pictures. I play with, you know, tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, you know, right? We record on Friday night. Saturday morning, while the wife is sleeping, I try and have her sleep as much as possible because I don't want a moody wife, right? So I get up.
She
and I
wakes up, starts telling you what to do.
Yeah, well, yes. Oh, Saturdays are like, you know, your typical Mexican cleaning days. Like she'll
no.
start cleaning, she'll tell, but thankfully, thanks
Thanks
you
for
know,
letting
my-
me sleep in. Like,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thanks to my baby, like I take care of her on Saturdays while my wife is like doing all the cleaning. I'm taking care of the baby, so I'm good. I watch TV. I have the baby in my arms and stuff like that. So I hope she takes longer, growing up and stuff. Because
It'll go so fast, man. So fast.
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever do this where like you see the baby like she's sleeping and then out of nowhere like she'll like smile in her sleep?
Yeah.
What the hell? What's that all
The
about?
best. The best.
Wow. Yeah.
It's the best.
Right. It's like magical.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I had lunch with Kylie yesterday, and I still feel like when I see her happy or her, both of them, my kids are they just bring me so much joy.
Yeah. I think I told you guys, and I was telling a friend of mine as well. It's like I have many regrets, but my biggest regret is not knowing my daughter sooner. But it's something you can't control. You know what I mean? Like you can't. So now I'm almost 42. So by the time my daughter's 18 or whatever, who knows? I'll be almost retiring. So
God willing.
Yeah. Hopefully.
You'll be even
Exactly.
sicker of all the bullshit by then.
Yeah. I don't know.
Keep you young, man.
Yeah.
Keep you young. I haven't aged a day and since my kids were born.
We can tell. We can tell.
It shows.
Yeah. It's your skin routine. No, I really do. I need to get healthy. I'm not even kidding. I really do, because they will want to have you want to stay healthy because you want to stay alive for them. You want to enjoy the times you have with them. You want to run around. You want to, you don't want to tell your kids, oh, you know what, you watch TV. That's like a big waste of time. Oh, watch TV. There's going to be plenty of time to watch TV. Just, you're going to have to run around and play hide and seek and all that stuff. Yeah. You have to, because if not, you're going to regret it.
I got 11 and 2, almost 6-year-olds. I'm like, y'all need to watch some TV.
Chill.
Yeah.
But that's the best like period, I think, is when they're like starting to crawl and like getting themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing amazing things. They're really happy, but they really can't get far. And you can keep them in like a pen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a fenced in area.
Yeah.
But then when they start walking,
oh man.
luck,
But one of them will like figure out a way to climb out of that thing.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny is Chris, you still had your kids when cell phones, right? Already, the last 10 years or whatever. But whatever I take out my phone, I can tell that she knows that phone is doing something, that phone is recording. So she's gonna stop whatever magic she's doing. She'll focus on the phone now because
my kid would. I remember my son would start. He'd pick up something that was rectangular and he'd start like pinching and like spreading.
Oh,
like
wow.
he starts like he's doing that.
Yeah.
He's like trying to tap. Like he thinks like,
oh,
I can make it bigger if I do that or that.
Yeah. Wow.
Training your kids already, man, to get
They just pay attention, man. They just pay attention to everything you do.
Yeah.
Like I was aware of that because I remember doing that with my dad, like just following him, like paying attention to everything, like every little mannerism, whatever. But yeah, they're really paying attention to everything.
Chris, I think you've said you probably have talked about this before, but you said you were a step kid, right? You had a stepdad.
I had a stepmom. I have a stepmom still.
You have a stepmom. Okay.
I had a stepdad temporarily when I was younger.
Okay, so I'm a stepdad. How did your stepdad? How do you remember your relationship? Was he ever like kind of moody or kind of dismissive? Because I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my time, but also I want to dedicate some of my time, obviously, to him.
I'm not a fan, but I think he was pretty even keeled and steady. Like there wasn't really. I think I was just a real hard case.
Okay. Yeah, I see Pepe as that as well. Yeah,
I think my mom got remarried when I was like the third or fourth grade, and man, it was rocky. I remember because I was getting in trouble in school all the time. Yeah, and like my mom had a system where I'd get in trouble, and she'd like give me a little slap on the wrist. But now I got a stepdad. I get home and I'm like supposed to get in real trouble. I'm like, man, this is whoa. Like,
yes. Exactly.
This is different.
Yeah.
And I only saw my dad like every other weekend. So my mom kind of kept that as like the fear.
Mhm.
Like, I'll tell your dad. But then I had this guy, Randy, who's like there. I get home from school and like, you got caught cussing today, or you did this today
Mhm.
at school. And it's like, yeah, my attitude was like, I got no time for you, man.
Yeah.
That was a real hard case. And that I think that is the challenge, because like I was, whatever, 9 years old. Like I was being a real, I was very difficult. I made it as difficult as possible.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
think you should have it
I don't feel
be
bad about
separate,
it.
Robbie. I feel like Pepe should be every bit as your child as Sophie
Yeah.
is, because
Mhm.
you're married to Pepe's mom, and Sophie is her daughter too, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
her son.
Yeah.
And
And
like there should be no separation. Like he should, when he graduates high school, think of you as his dad. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
relationship and the bond should be so strong that it's unbreakable.
that'll probably
Yeah.
take harder
That should
work,
be your
but
goal.
maybe
Okay.
even
More
more.
rewarding.
Yeah, taking care of your own kids easy, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's easy.
Well, right. Look, thankfully, I guess it's easier on me because the decision has been made. We're a little older. We have no plans on having any more kids. So he's gonna be my boy, you know.
Yeah. He is your boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and next week we're gonna go watch Super Mario. And
Oh, fun.
yeah,
There you
I
go.
keep on telling him, hey, I already got the tickets, but I'm like, if you're not good, I'm not gonna take you to see Super Mario. You better be good. I'm not gonna take. I'm gonna take him, but
My son, we'll close up in a second, but my son asked me, I picked him up from jujitsu tonight, and on the way home out of the blue, he was
Wait.
like,
Before he got in the car, did you tell him to check his stance?
no.
Damn it, Chris. That's your one
No.
job.
He came out in his Crocs and his hat backwards and his mullet flowing. And I was like, oh, my boy.
This sexy bastard.
But he was like, with his
Shark
gi,
carcass over his
he had a
shoulder.
gi, mullet, and a hat backwards with
playing
Crocs.
country music. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, no, even better. He's like, out of the blue, he said, can we vote for Trump this time? I think I really like Trump. I think I like Trump. Can we vote for him next? I'm like, oh my God.
Can we? Team
Yeah, he said
sport.
it was a we.
Voting's a team sport.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, because I really,
You voted for
I'm
Biden
sure
last time. You
me.
let him know. I mean, he kind of threw you under the bus there.
Oh no, I don't really. I voted for Trump twice, but no. But I try not to tell. Like, I'm very careful. Like, I want to have influence on my son, but I really would like to lead him to these conclusions, and not
Mhm.
lead. That's not the best word, but I really try to prompt him to come to some of these conclusions on his own.
Yeah. I
You know,
see that.
like-
Yeah. Same.
And really, because I don't want, I don't want that. I think my dad did the same. Like, he listened to a lot of talk radio in the car, but he never was like beating it into my head. I just listened.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I try not to. So I was like, I don't even know how to answer that question. I was like, I'm not even sure if Trump would be allowed to run, because I told him, like, they indicted him, they charged him with a crime. And he's like, what crime? And I was like, all right, well, here we go. It's a short. This is like 10-minute
Yeah.
car ride.
Yeah.
All right, son.
Let me
I'll
do
give
my
you the
best.
Cliff Notes version.
Like, let's go to this website called. No, I'm just kidding.
He always has this beautiful wife. Well, he hurt her feelings.
I told him, I was
The
like,
person
yeah,
that he hurt her feelings with.
he did something, and like he did that. He was married. He did this, and then he tried to pay the lady to not talk about it. And then it came out that he paid the lady. And then I was like, but they're not. He was like, well, what's wrong? He said, like, and I swear, out of the mouths of babes, like, he's like, okay, what's wrong with that? Like, he's a sincere, like, oh, is that a crime? Like, he's sincerely, is that a crime? Like, well, like, is your mom around? Like, don't tell your mom. It's like, I was like, well, I don't think so. Like, and maybe in some places, but I think what they're charging with is like a bookkeeping, because when he's like, what's that? I was like, you're accounting, like the accounting system, keep track of all your money and transactions. And it's like, you're not allowed to falsify that kind of stuff. He's like, oh, okay. But I was trying to put it in perspective, like, oh, that, usually when people do that, it's wrong. You never want to do that, but like, usually it's a slap on the wrist. And he said, what's that? And I was like, a slap on the wrist. He's like, is that being put in handcuffs? He's never heard, like, he was like,
yeah.
I was like, no, man. It's like, watch. I was like, this. instead of spanking your bottom, I'll just slap your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. He's like, oh, he said, well, that's really confusing to me and my friends because they're like
Slap on the wrist?
slapping cuffs or something like that's, all their slang has like been chopped way down to like,
It's funny that like kids only know like the stuff that we teach them, right? So a slap on the wrist or all of it.
Yeah.
I had a memory come back on Facebook. Kylie asked me about spare ribs. She's like, why do you keep calling them spare rib?
oh, I saw
Are they left over? And I'm like, no, they're not. They're
yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, kids are so sweet. Oh, I
They're like, why do you call me spare, mommy? Why do you keep calling me spare? Why?
oh, poor friend Terry.
Yeah, exactly. Spare.
But now my son wants to do a podcast where he just asks me questions and we just go into like random
Nice.
discussions. I was like, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Is he over Pantry Raiders? I feel that.
Probably.
Oh, my stepson wants to, my son, right? He wants to have a YouTube channel. So
Nice.
yeah, he wants it. So, but I keep on
And
asking.
this is
okay,
how the Endless Ranters Network was born.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Endless Ranchers Juniors.
Yeah.
But I tell him, okay, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Da-da-da, da-da-da. Yeah. So yeah, one of these days.
That's so
My son and his friend do a podcast a little bit still, and it's just like they don't have any. They are starting to try to plan things out. Like these are the 3 sports stars we're going to talk about, but then they just like they're really just repeating whatever they saw on like ESPN.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But that's fine.
yeah.
That's what we did when we were kids.
No. The kid said, "Oh, I want to do a YouTube channel," and I said, "Okay, what do you want the name to be?" The name that he gave me was the name of an already established channel that he used to watch or that I watched. So I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You have to come up with your own,
He
Gotta be
doesn't
something
know,
catchy.
Robbie. He doesn't know everything that he is he's learning. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I guess we'll wrap it up. It's good to see you back, Robbie.
Yeah. Thanks,
is
guys.
good to
I
see you,
appreciate.
Robbie.
Yeah, man. Good to have you with us again.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thanks.
you coming on and sobering up with us.
The dad.
I know. I was like, woo. Oh, no, my wife, I will get home sometimes and she'll ask me, she goes, what did you drink? I'm like, nothing.
What did
No,
I
no.
drink?
What did you drink? Not what did you have to drink? Okay. I had a Moscow Mule and something else. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to have to deal with in like 30 minutes.
Feel like I hit my head. I hit my head.
Yeah. But
Gotta
yeah,
give somebody
thanks.
CPR today.
Oh yeah, almost.
It's
It's
true.
close. It's close.
Getting closer and closer.
But I missed everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you to everyone supporting too and watching.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Anyway, we'll wrap it up. I've been ending the show with a little bit different out. I like to say we're endless ranters. We do what we want.
Whoop whoop. Yep.
You guys will catch on one of these days.
Yeah. Do what I want. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we do.
My son
Mhm.
started saying that to my wife. Like, no, you can't stop. That's a like Manchester United Football Club. They have chants like that. They're one of their chants is like we're Manchester United. We do what we want.
Mm.
Like,
Oh.
it's a very aggressive chant that they bring to other stadiums or whatever. And I was like, I like that. So I say it, and then I catch my son, like he'll be in trouble. And I'll be like, I told you over and over, don't put your, and he'll be like, I do what I want. I'm like, I
Are
just
you
walk.
fucking soccer hooligan?
I just
didn't raise
walk
you like
away.
that.
I walk away
I'm
before
not
I
on
get
your
like,
team, buddy.
yeah, like
I'm
I
not
don't
on
know
your
where
team.
I don't know where he got that.
These
That's
fucking
weird.
hooligans, man.
I don't know where he got that from. That's
Maybe
not
he learned it
appropriate.
in New York. I have
Right?
never in my life.
There's a time and place for that, son.
All right, y'all. I gotta bounce. Catch y'all
Yeah,
next
man.
time.
Take care, buddy. See you
Likewise.
soon.
All right.
Manny.
See you, man. All
I'm gonna
right.
go too. I'm gonna go get some rest and
Same.
hit the head. It's good to see
All
you
right,
both.
guys.
Good
Later.
night.
Cheers. Yeah.
Ciao,
Yeah, there you go.
bellas.
Just start slamming that.